Thank you, Secretary Becerra, and I apologize
No.
for my tardiness. I understand that some of the questions that I was going to ask you about unaccompanied minors have been covered. So I'm going to just find out what you think the status of temporary protected status individuals are. And given the conflicts that are going on around the world, and the people who are seeking asylum in so many different ways. Could you reflect on where the Biden administration has been with TPS and share advice that you would give to the incoming administration for how to deal with people who come here seeking refuge under TPS?
Congresswoman, you're taking me back to my days as a member of this body, in fact, a member of this committee as well. As Secretary, we do not have jurisdiction over issues like temporary protected status. That falls under the jurisdiction of Department of Homeland Security. But what I will tell you is this: the TPS process is one that has helped many individuals who are afraid that if they return, they would return to violence, persecution. And the temporary protected status system has been in place under many administrations, Republican and Democratic. It is a way that we have been able to protect families, individuals and families, from the harms they could face if they were to be sent back home.
Okay. And my next question to you is, you've had this job. It's been a tough job because you inherited just a complete mess, particularly for unaccompanied minors and for family separation, and you've made some progress. If you could give advice to the next administration for maybe the top 3 things that they should do to build on the progress that you've made. We know nothing's perfect, but what should they do if they really wanted to make a difference in this area?
First and foremost, Congresswoman, safety and well-being. That has to be always the first priority when it comes to unaccompanied children, is safety and well-being, recognizing that some of these kids are in our care after going through some truly traumatic experiences, some severe hardship. And our job is to try to help care for them, but our principal job is to place them in a better setting than the congregate care facilities that we have, because you want to help them, help cure them from those devastating experiences that they have. And the best place to do that is in a home, in a community, in a place where they can be with people who care for them. And while we care for them, again, congregate settings, we do the best job we can. And so I would say, on top of always putting safety and well-being at the top of your list, secondly, making sure you have the resources so that not only the care you give while they're with you is good, but that you can help provide the services that help make the transition to a new sponsor, one that will work for the child.
Okay, and then finally, what was the most inspirational thing you got to do serving as secretary?
Oh my gosh, we're talking beyond the Unaccompanied Children program?
Yes, because your term's coming to an end, and so it's always nice to reflect on something positive.
Yeah, in all my notes, I didn't prepare for that question, Congresswoman, but what I will tell you is that watching as more Americans today have access to health care because they have their own health insurance than ever before, record number, more than 300 million Americans today have their own health insurance coverage. That's never happened in the history of our country. President Biden made that possible. We have more people today. Virtual country has been vaccinated against COVID, and so we've been able to function. We don't have to wear a mask everywhere we go. We don't have to distance. We don't have to watch our loved ones die in isolation because we can't be with them. Having gone through a pandemic that none of us had experienced before was something that was a tremendous challenge, and watching how we tried to make sure America got healthy so our economy got healthy was critical. I would simply say it's giving us a chance to do what we're supposed to do, is improve the health of the American people.
Well, as a legislator from North Carolina, I want to thank you for your assistance with Medicaid expansion.
Absolutely.
Because that's the most important thing that happened in our state during your tenure. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield back.